Hi, welcome into the TechHub.training solution video to the Python challenge Remittance Rodeo. In this challenge, we were tasked with creating a Python script that would aid us in performing our remittance reconciliation process that we have to do it every month. It can be a very time-consuming process, so creating this script will help us save a lot of time and hopefully help us be more accurate in our reconciliation. So to start, I'm going to show you the files that we were given. So here is here's the remittance. It's an email remittance from receivables. We send it back to them with the chart block that they have to post it to in the ledger. The only number really that matters is this R01, the R03, etc. These are just the specific client numbers that are unique to each client. And then this is the amount of the invoice right here. So these are the things that we're looking for in the remittance reconciliation. This is a report downloaded from the ledger showing what has been posted, when it was posted, the amount, and the account it was posted to. And so our task is to compare these values to what's found in the email. And usually there's a lot more than just 14. There could be hundreds of these. So creating the script should incorporate that as well. So now to show you this solution, here is the solution that I created. Mind you, this is just one way of many that this could have been accomplished. And so feel free to post your solutions in the replies so that other people can learn maybe more efficient and better ways of performing this task. The most important thing I thought in this task was this import PyPDF2. This package or library allows the Python to import a PDF and then read it as text. And I'm just going to show you real quick what that looks like down here in this cell. Oh, by the way, I'm using Jupyter Notebooks for my Python script. That's the one I'm most comfortable with. I enjoy the way it is easily broken into different cells, and you can just do part of it if you want. Anyway, so this right here is just an example of the PyPDF2 PDF underscore file open. And so this is opening the PDF file. You see it ends in .pdf, comma RB. This is read binary. Honestly, I don't really know what that means. I just know that you have to use it for PDFs. And then here we have the PDF reader. So that creates a PDF object that you can then extract the page and the text from. And so this is just taking this first email and transforming it into text. So when we run it, this is what it will look like. And like this is what is being read in with the script. So as you can see, this first one is the R01 0000 all zeros 55 3 343. And so we're going to have to look for this and that from this and that. So let's jump into this script. So first things first, we need to set up our directories. I like to do input, so that way it's like adjustable if everybody doesn't do their filing systems the same. So you just input the file path containing all of the remittances, which is this one right here. And then it checks for the slashes to make sure that those exist. So that way, when we use glob later on, it will just add on the names. Likewise, the Excel directory, which is the directory to the Excel sheet, are this one right here, the Remittance Rodeo, the one downloaded from the general ledger, and then the Excel file name, because maybe it generates a report and that report name is different each month. And so the first thing we're going to do after we get all of the file paths out of the way is to read in the Excel sheet as a data frame into Panda's data frame. It's simply done with just the read Excel into a DF for data frame. Also, one goal in this is to export a text file. You could do it to text, CSV, you can even put it into Excel, whatever you feel most comfortable with. That will give us all of the results of each individual line. Jumping down a little bit, one of the requirements was to print whether or not both account number and the amount are found in the text of the PDF, the email. And so that's what this text file up here, where'd it go, is doing right here. Sorry. So now we start our loop. The way I chose to do it was to go through each email first. So first it will open this one, and then it'll do everything it needs to do, and then it'll go to this one. So first it opens up that PDF, which I showed you down here, how it works. You open it up into a variable, then use that variable in the PyPDF2.pdf reader to create a PDF object, and then you can extract the text. This part right here is later on, we're going to use both the name, well, the R number rather, which we use the name, because this name is taking this and taking it from this whole file path and just extracting this portion of it. And then getting the R number, which is the client number, by adding RO to just the number portion of the remittance. And we're going to use that down here to make sure that this remittance even shows up in the Excel file, making sure that it was posted at all. And then once we've done all that, we've created our PDF object, we've gotten everything set up. Now we can do all of our conditional statements. This first one is to make sure that the file is being read. Sometimes PDFs can be tricky, and depending on how you save as a PDF, how you print to a PDF, sometimes it can't be written. And especially if the PDF is protected, then for certain it won't be read in. And so this part right here is just saying, if it doesn't read in anything, write in our results file that it can't read the name. And so that way, you know, when you're going through the results, you need to go check that one manually. However, if it is read, we go here. Now we are going into the data frame and checking to make sure that the R number is found in the data frame. And it's as simple as asking if it's found in the account values. And if it's not, it jumps down here because it'll skip all of this. And then it'll say, this R number was not found in the Excel file. However, if it is found, then it will go through the entire data frame to find the correct line. Because we need to make sure that if we're on the 402.017, we're not taking in the first line, because these can be ordered in any number of ways. If it's by date modified, it'll start with this one, and we need to make sure that that matches there. So we just loop through each row of the data frame until the row account equals the R number. Once it does, we'll break out of that loop, and we go down to set the amount and the account to variables that we then check inside this text. So at this point, we've gone through the Excel file. We're looking for RO1000000 and the amount of 553,343.84. And since those do exist here in the Excel file, these two variables match those. And we set them to string so that way we can compare them to the text. And we know that right here, they both show up. So in our results file, it should write both amount and account found in this PDF. And then it goes on to the next one. It closes the text file, it closes the PDF file, and then it goes back up here to open the next one. Finally, I have the habit of doing things by creating functions. So that way, if I ever want to create an executable file, I can do so easier, or call on it later. And so just make sure if you do it that way to call on the function. So let's run this. Oh, one last thing. Some of the files may or may not have, let's see if I can find one, a comma, because this is unstandardized. So if there is a comma, we need to make sure that that doesn't exist because they don't exist here. And so to do that, it's as simple as replacing all of the commas in the text with a blank space, with nothingness. All right, so let's run this real quick. We need the file path containing all of the remittances, which is this one. Here, I'm gonna go back to that. There we go. Make sure we end it with a slash. The Excel sheet, fortunately, I can just go back. In fact, I'll show you what it does if I forget the slash. It'll be, oh no, you forgot it. I like to make a little note there. No, make it fun. And then the name of the Excel file, which is remittancerodeo.xlxs. You have to make sure you include the file path, or the extension rather. So then we hit enter, and then it'll go through everything. We can come up here and look when it's done. See, it's done. It's not a little star there anymore. And in here, we should have a new results file, and it matches our time. So this is the new one. And voila, it gives us, says all of them are okay, except for this one right here. So once you've been able to make it here in your own work, make sure to check this remittance, reconcile it, find out what the problem was, and head back over to TechHub.training and reply with what you found out. Let everybody else know. And feel free to post your solutions there. This has been the solution video for the Remittance Rodeo Python Challenge on TechHub.training. Thanks for coming by.